What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. Welcome, and as I wait here and for people to come in, we can turn on another light. See if we can get us a little bit more better light up in here. Yeah, family, how is everybody doing? Give me a shout out and let me know where you are coming in from as we wait here for people to come in. I want to share just, a taste, as I like to say, a taste of Africa as we move forward. I keep hearing people say there's no jobs in Africa and there's no opportunity in Africa. How is it I'm coming across all of this opportunities and I'm not even trying to find work? I'm not even looking for it. How is that? So as y'all come in, please give a brother a shout out. As I'll get into this right here, hopefully this will be a blessing to each and every one of you all so that you will be able to see that even if you made a move here in Africa, the possibilities are endless. And I find it amazing of just the possibilities. All right, we got Tivani. What's happening, Tivani? How are you this evening? Good to see you coming on in. As people come on in, let me know where you are or where you are, not where you're from, where are you? Because some people like to say where they're from, but they're not there in that actual place. From Gabon. All right. What's up, King? All right. Gabon, I went to spend some time there. I only went there through the airport. Gabon, yeah. I think it was Gabon, yeah. Through the airport when I was going over to Ghana. I didn't get to get out and check out the place. That was a very short stop. SP says, I always tell people there are jobs numerous times. I've been there and I receive offers. SP, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why am I getting these opportunities, ideas that are coming up, people right here that I meet, connecting with. I told you all, that I was offered a job or to do a job for a company, a touring company, and they was willing to pay me for doing a video for them, put me up for 2 days, and to take care of any expenses there, to do a video shoot for their company and all that there. And so it's like, man, come on now. I'm out here now. I'm not even trying to look for work. I'm not even trying to, I'm just not out here just doing it. I'm just minding my own business. And then, the other thing is when you got a creative mind, things happen. Things happen. So thus far, talked to a brother, about his studio, music studio. He's looking at trying to start a studio, and me and him like threw some ideas together and was thinking about, hey man, let me try to go ahead and get on that. I'm doing fine. Who's that? Olemi. Oh, sorry. Olayemi. I gotta say it real slow. Olayemi. Olayemi Akanbi. I'm still trying to get the English out because, I remember, Spanish is really how the pronunciation of how African names are pronounced, and with the, the A's and the E's being the A's and the I's being the E's, and yeah, California. Yeah, okay, I love art, and I hope that you do the art auction because many will benefit. I'm telling you, I've been getting some emails from people saying it's a good idea. I've already researched about auctions, the commission charges, and how they kind of actually do business. I see there are websites actually that deals with auctions and stuff like that. I kind of knew about that, but when I got into the internet, kind of saw, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they do stuff like that. Um, I'm here to tell y'all, family. So, the ideas, the creative mind, my mind constantly is always thinking of ideas, always thinking of, and it's the military that did it to me, Air Force, I'm going to say. Air Force was always about ideas, 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 ideas. how to streamline a process, as well as how do you save time and money. They actually, Air Force had a thing where it was the suggestion program. I think it was the Air Force Form 2000, if I remember correctly. Any Air Force in the house, let me know. But what it was is that Air Force had it to where, because we're talking about creative minds and stuff like that, and how you're almost forced in the Air Force to be thinking outside the box and thinking of ways to cut your process of business that you do at the job. And so they had this suggestion program. And what it is that if you found a way to save the Air Force money or streamline a process of saving money by, like, ordering a supply that ain't as much, and you found some other way, or cut costs and expenses, you put it on a form, and if they adopt your suggestion, you got paid a certain amount of money. I thought that was a pretty neat idea, but we were constantly always finding the ways to streamline a process. So my mind kind of keeps working that way when it comes to ideas. And it's how can I do something different or better than what I see? And that is where the key is. Now, some of y'all knew that today when you was watching my video and I stumbled on that auction thing, I was like, hold up, I got something here. Because these artists right here, they're sitting in a place that you see all the artwork that sits around. And it's like, y'all gonna continue to paint? I guess so, keep doing your work. But there ain't a lot of buyers. And so I'm gonna talk to a couple of the painters, kind of see what they do. Do some of them have Instagram or internet or websites that they're putting their artwork on? Because hey, I guarantee you right now, there's gonna be somebody who sees my video who's gonna come up with an idea, the same idea, and want to kind of move on that. I think it's something that's very profitable, because now family, now think about this where you are, okay? Think about where you are. How can you help a business or somebody to push and promote off of a platform that you have? Since I've been here on YouTube, I have been given all kind of offers, percentages, commissions, if I would put people's businesses on my site, on my YouTube channel. And, you yourself start a channel. I wish my kids would jump on board right now. I'm telling you, I wish my kids would jump on board, because I am pushed to a place where it's like, I can't do it without them. And I just don't want to do it with anybody. And I know, hey, I got the ideas. I just ain't got it in me no more to go that 100 no more. It's because I've said, and you've heard me say this right here. I'm probably one of the few people you're going to hear say, I don't need no more money. But I hate to see ideas go by the wayside and do nothing with it. When my kids are sitting here and I'm like, yo, run with this. So, what we got here? Hey, fan, is that how much it costs to start? Around $600. I don't know if you're talking to me or not, China. I don't know if you're talking to me or not. But anyway, yeah, okay, Rob C., former airman, yeah. From the UK, coming in, Winifred. You are talking to me. Okay, what are you saying? Is that how much it costs to start? Around $600? Start what? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm talking about ideas, family. I'm talking about ideas. Why is it I'm here in Africa and I'm getting job offers? And when I say job offers, like I said, a tour company approached me, wanted me to do a video for them, put me up for 2 days, take care of those expenses, and do a video for them. I'm sitting here meeting people who have businesses or business ideas and stuff, and talking about connecting or trying to do something and all that right there. Ideas that just pop up out of my head that I'm like, man, there's just so much opportunities here. I went to a basketball court here. I didn't even know they played basketball. I was walking down the street, and a young man had a ball, basketball in his hand. Now, for those who know, I'm not sure how those who do know, I'm a high school basketball coach. Did it for 8 years. I see this young man with a basketball in his hand. I'm like, yo, that's a basketball. Where y'all play basketball? I said, Wapi. Wapi means where. Wapi basketball, And he was like, oh, basketball over this way, right over here. This way. So anyway, I went and walked over that way, and sure enough, there's people out in the court, and they're playing basketball. Anyways, I'm standing on the side court, and lo and behold, here comes an individual that says, go black to Africa. Oh my God, I can't believe it's you. We start chopping it up. He's a computer engineer, software engineer. And I'm like, now see, family, I asked him, does he write and make apps? He said, yes, that's what I do. He said, we mainly do Androids because, there's not a lot of Apple sold in this area, in the country. I got written down. Now listen to this right here, okay? And you need to do this right here, family, because I know that this works. Anytime you have a dream, one, you got to speak it. Number two, write it down. I got it written in my notes that I will make my billion dollar idea. I will make my first $1 billion from this idea that I have. It's an app, and I know it's going to work. So I run across this brother, and check this out. See, this is how it all works. This is how the good Lord works, y'all. He's ecstatic to meet me. He says, man, excuse me, I'm talking a lot, this and that, man. I just can't believe, man, I meet you. I watch your videos, this and that right here, blah, blah, blah. Educational brother, too. I gotta ask him, is he single? Because, hey, I'm still trying to find kings for my daughters. Hey, Z1, hey, thank you for your giving. Finally caught alive. Love your videos. Will you be headed back to Rwanda at some point? Some point, yes. But during this whole COVID, no. They're on a lockdown, 6 o'clock p.m. Ain't no way right now I can do that. So I'm at the basketball court. This young man, he's a professional guy into the computer engineering, to build apps and all that stuff right there. I asked him about that because I got this idea, my $1 billion idea. I got it written in my notes. I got it written on my notes, my $1 million idea and my $1 billion idea that I will make from this one idea, some millions. But this one app I got written down in my notes, $1 billion. I got some of my things that I have. I speak into the future and all that there. Write down, family. I'm telling you, when you listen to some people's testimonies of those who've made it and reached their goals and stuff, a lot of people tell you when they were kids, they wrote down and they show you the piece of paper when they were little kids and they walked right into it. Well, I got in my notes this thing here, and this, lo and behold, this young man, he's app, and I said I wanted to have my app built in Africa. I did not want it built in America, and going through all that, and of course, they like the thieves and everything like that, and the cost and all this stuff and things. So anyways, he walks off and all that after I give him my number. And I walk to the other side because these other guys are practicing, warming up and stuff. And it's the older guys, and they got two teams, and they play up against each other. I'm going to do a video of that. I did a short 2-minute take of what they're doing out there. But anyway, so I was like, let me get out of here. I got to go over to the store. So I'm walking out, and the same guy, he's driving his car, and he pulls up, and he says, yo, you live around here? And I'm like, yeah, let's live right down the road, but I'm going over to Shoppers. It's a grocery store. So he says, yeah, hey, man, I'll take you over there. Okay, cool. So we're talking and everything. He says, yeah, he used to live over where I stay at right now. And he says, yeah, man, if you want to meet young, people, man, who's doing things and stuff like that, man, I can connect you with those people. And I'm like, yes, these are the people I'm trying to, get connected with, these young, brilliant minds. I mean, and so I'm like, and I'm thinking, here we go. This is it. This is it. The opportunities. Now, I hope you understand that if you just ain't got a creative mind, you're going to have to find it. Because most people, I get emails after emails after emails of people wanting me to do their homework. People want me to do the legwork. People wanted me to do, and I'm like, I did a video really for the place I bought townhouse from in Fumba over in Zanzibar. I'm gonna videotape that when I sign all the paperwork and stuff, so y'all can see, you know, I'm not just putting on a show or anything like that, but just show you that you can do it too. And so I did a video of out there Fumba, and I left the brother Ali's information. And so, you know, he asked me about, you know, hey, did you wind up putting my information, all that right there? Are you letting people know that I'm the POC? Let them know this and that, this and that. And I'm like, dude, look, that video is there. I put your information. You gonna have to do the work now. You need to go into the comments and you need to go ahead and interact with the people. For those who showing an interest, I'm not hand walking you down this road. And this is a problem I find that most of us have. We need to get out of that rut, family. We need to get out of the rut of wanting people to always do for us. We got to find our brilliant mind. So anyway, the young man I was talking to today, he was just sharing with at the basketball court, who took me over to the store. He was sharing with me some of his opinions about why Africa kind of falls behind and all that right there. And he said, you know, something about, you know, education is better over, you know, in America and in Europe. And I just told him, I said, no, man, what do you mean by better? Everything that has been taken out of Africa has been utilized for the benefit of another country. Let me give you an example. America does not thrive on the people alone, its people alone. If you look at the history, America, of course, started off with the free labor of us, our ancestors, right? Free labor. But they didn't just go grab Africans. They didn't just grab slaves. They meticulously sought out that this new land that they took from the natives, there was areas that weren't conducive for them to even put any work in. That's the old burning south of America, right? It's hot, you know, it's got a terrain and a ruggedness of some marsh areas along the lines of South Carolina, Georgia, down in Florida. It has a different type. They sought out in Africa those agriculturalists or those farmers who were very well in knowledge of cultivation. And so they meticulously selected these people for the type of crops they were trying to do: tobacco, sugarcane, and cotton. Those were the three main producers that they took those people out of Africa because they knew they were suited for the weather, that they had a work habit that could be worked to the bone, and that they knew how to deal with the land, the agriculture. America is only, like I shared with this young man, I'm going somewhere with this, so stay with me, family. You have to understand, when I told him, I said, the problem is not that Europe and America has the better education. That is not it. It's the fact that when you have joining nations come in, that they have programs for people who come into America to give them education, to offer them jobs for their mindset, their ideas, their creativity. That's why when first started with the Africans, then it started with the immigrants coming from all around Europe. These people came with different backgrounds of how to bring in a mindset, a mentality, a way of life, a way of doing business, a way of building, a way of all of this to create a community, a state, a country, a nation, that now when Africans run to Europe and run to America, you're building those countries because they need the youthful mind of ideas and creativity. This is what's hurting Africa. So all you Africans who have left Africa because you thought it was better in UK, you are building their pockets, their wealth. Instead of being here, I had the young men the other day. Y'all saw the video way back when I was at Cocoa Beach. The first time I came around in Tanzania with my wife, the young man, I ran across him again. I ran across the young man. Now, y'all remember, y'all donated money to him. And he said he was going to buy a phone to stay in contact with me. He didn't do it. He blew his money. Like most that I find out, they get an itch in the pocket. They got to blow their money. Got to spend it. Got to spend it. So I'm sitting here talking to him, and he's saying he wants to go to Europe. Now, I'm going somewhere with this business idea, family. So for those who have an ear to hear, thank you for sticking around. I'm surprised there's only 46 thumbs ups, though. Someone's feeling, even though I don't care about the thumbs up, but is anybody vibing this? I'm giving something away for free that people charge on the daggone YouTube that y'all buy books from. And I'm giving y'all gold nuggets. Thank you for the thumbs up, dog. Feel this right here. Because I'm sick and tired of us talking about the white man keeping us down when we have the most brilliant minds. It blows my mind on the ingenuity how we can take a foreign product when it breaks. I just had a guy fix my clippers, an American clippers, because I blew it here in the 240 because somebody, I was using this other attachment and bloop, this guy turned around and fixed it like that. We have the ingenuity to be able to take anything and be able to fix it, to find something else to replace it with, to be able to do great things. And this young man is talking about he wants to go to Europe. And I was like, okay. Why do you want to go to Europe? Because I can go ahead and make money. And I took him by the shoulder gently and I faced him towards Dar es Salaam. This is where I am. But I pointed towards the city with all the high rises and I'm showing him everything around the beach. Dude, there's money here. Why are you running to UK? There is money here to be made. Boo-coo. Why do you think the Europeans are here? The Chinamen is here. They are here making money. You got the mindset that you want to go get a job when a lot of Tanzanians got businesses. And it blows my mind. It blows my mind. And so the idea is, here it is, I'm minding my own business. But the beautiful thing of it is that the clearer my mind gets, the more ideas come in of all the different opportunities. So I told a young man today that was at the basketball court who took me over to the store, the problem is not a better education in UK, in America. That's just head knowledge. We already know the maths, the sciences. We already know, those things like that when it comes to books. What you don't know is the history. That's where it's at. Because what's killing us in Africa is when you don't know the European history, the Chinaman's history, the Indians' history, and how they treat you and what they've done over the past perpetually over and over and over again, and you think they're here as your friend, and they intentionally are keeping you suppressed, oppressed, down from advancements through the means of import exports because of your leaders who don't even have a clue in what they're dealing with because they have a lack of knowing a history of a people. When I'm sitting here dealing with elementary internet, they got internet here, but the way they got the system to keep people from really having access to it. When you got to almost spend an arm and a leg for internet. When most people still walk around with flip phones. You remember the phones? You got to click, 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 click A, click, 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 click B, click, click, click. And your text, that one thumb, oh my gosh. Do you know how many people still sitting on those phones here? or even to get a speed internet to move quickly, you're going to have to pay the top dollar for it. So there are things put in place that hinders one, but the opportunities are still around. Because I met many a Tanzanians who's making money. And so I shared with you all that, man, and I keep getting emails like, how much does it cost? How much do I need to save? Do you think this idea will make it there? Do you think that they will like this? Family, let me tell y'all, the business opportunities are limitless. The sky ain't the limit like we've been taught in America. And so I sit around here and I see that there is a stutter of my mindset when it comes to the small business people, all right? That they're all doing basically the same thing over and over again, doing like things. Now, I'm not saying nobody's doing it at a higher level, but what I'm finding is majority of the people are doing like things without putting a little twist, just a twist, difference to set you apart so that you're really making the money. This is how you make money, not by being the same and doing the same. And so I'm sitting here saying, because I get tired of hearing people on YouTube talking about, you can't come here to get jobs. You got to come start it. They got jobs here for you, family. Now, the jobs I'm talking about are the jobs that you can get into consulting. All right. You know, you can contract yourself out. You could tie in with another person here that's residents here, that's from here, to do business, become a business partner with. These are the things that you can do. Had a conversation today with a young lady who's got a smoothie stand. I had to talk some sense into her. Here we go. 2 stands she's got. One business partner she's got. One business partner's got a stand across town, and then she's got hers right up the road right here. So I asked her, I said, what time do you close? And she said, like 11 o'clock at night. What time do you open? 8 o'clock. Wow. She said, Monday through Sunday. I said, wow, you go head on. You young. How old are you? Or I said, because I did say that, I was proud of myself. I said, Una y trois nani. Right? And that was like, what's your name? I think it is. And then I came back and then I asked her how old she is. And then she told me that, and I remember how old you are is like what is it? Don't even get me started on that. Maga, Mingba, something like that. Anyway, I said, you're working 7 days a week at a smoothie stand. She said, yes. From 8 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, there we go. Who's that? Yeah, there we go, Algo. There we go. Yeah. Miaka Ngapi. Yes. That's it. So now listen to this right here, family. Just hold on to this, because this right here is going to help you right here. I'm telling y'all, this is going to help you. I said, you're working all these hours. How do you see yourself, 2-3 years down the road? I mean, how's your business doing? She said, oh, my business is okay. I've been in business 3 years, and the COVID came and everything slowed down. I said, oh yeah, I keep hearing that from everybody. And my next question is, what are you gonna do about it? So she said, well, maybe, try to just sell more, whatever. She really didn't have a solution. And most people don't, because they can't get out of the box, out of their mindset, out of their way, with the creativity that they really have, they just don't know it. But guess what she told me? When I asked her, I said, so why are you working all these hours? What are you working towards then? I said, you save your money? She says, oh yeah, I save my money. And I said, oh, good, that's good. And she says, I'm saving my money. And I said, oh, you're saving your money for what? Now get this. So she points at the sign on the side of it. She's got a beautiful little stand there too. Nice, clean, colorful. She painted it nice. It's beautiful. And on the side of it, there's the name, I think, of her business is Hummer something. Somebody who helps me out. Everybody knows what I'm talking about right here in Sasani area. And she says, I want to buy me a Hummer. You want to buy you a Hummer? Yes, I want. This is her smile. Yes, I want to buy me a Hummer. Oh, I love that. I said, they still make Hummers? She says she wants a Hummer. And I said this to her right here. Why would you want to take your hard-earned money to spend for a vehicle that's not going to pay you? You're going to buy that Hummer that's going to cost $40, $50, $60, $70,000 because you want to look good in front of your friends, don't you? You want to drive and your friend says, oh, look at her. She started laughing. See, that's where we trip up off, family. We always want to live a life for other people. Ooh, wait till they see me with this one. That's what keep people broke. When you get to a place that you don't care what people think, you know, how many times y'all see me with this green shirt? Oh my gosh, I mean, I only got 5 outfits. You think I'm gonna go buy me some more outfits and try to look all that pizzazz? I got me a couple of African outfits that one I only wore during New Year's Day. But anyway, you're gonna put your hard-earned money towards this car that next year is gonna be worth $50,000. Next year is gonna be worth, the next year after that, $30,000. Next year after that, $15,000. And then you don't have any. Why would you want to do that? So I started to talk a little business to her. Then she says, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I said, you ain't gotta listen to me, but I'm here to tell you, take that hard-earned money and then put it into the next business that's gonna bring you more money. We have a bad thing, family, about wasting money. Wasting money. And then we talk, and then I get responses from people like, well, you know, there's people who just don't have the means and the opportunity. That's excuses. I had my shirt on yesterday. No more excuses. She wants to take her hard-earned money and buy a freaking car that costs, that could be her, I call them freedom papers. I said there was a day I worked 3 jobs. Y'all know my story, family. And bust my butt. I asked her, how long do you want to be behind it? How long do you want to be behind this table here making smoothies? How long do you, I said, do you know what wealth is? This is what I said to her. Do you know what wealth is? Now, I want to see if somebody's been paying attention to some of my talks and all that about wealth. Please, somebody right here, please tell me what wealth is. What is my definition of wealth? I'm going to see who's got it. I'm going to send $20 to a Cashapp to whoever gets it. $20 Cashapp. What is my definition of wealth? I'll wait for it to come in. What is my definition of wealth? Somebody said health. Free in mind. Bijou Noir says power. Peace of mind. It is not how much you earn, it's how much you save. Mindset. Wealth is assets in business. Knowledge, wisdom, I mean, these are all great, and they can be all that. Knowledge, health, to have the time to do other things you love. How do you do that? You on to it close, Abu. How do you do that? Watching from Durban, oh, this is not anyone. Spiritually happy, freedom. These are all great things. Peace, being financially free. Aliyah, what do you mean being financially free? You're on to it. Wealth is assets like a house or real estate. Okay. Valuable possessions and money. Wealth, living very minimally, more of what you can live without. Not what I'm thinking of, y'all. Wealth is longevity, ownership of assets. Health is wealth, peace of mind. Wealth is owning your time, family happiness, long money and generations happiness. So, definition of wealth is happiness and health. And you know what, family? It's all true. I mean, whatever you want to call it. But in the sense of money, my definition of wealth, in order to achieve wealth, in my definition, and I told her, is when you don't work for money, it's when your money starts working for you. When money starts chasing you and you're not chasing money, that's when you know you've reached a place of wealth. When you ain't gotta work, it's just working for you. You can kick back, chill, go all around Africa. When your money is working for you, that's my definition of wealth. Because now you're not a worker bee. And I share with people, try to attain to use the money you have, put it into something that brings you a return back. See, let me say this too, family. Because I mean, some people are going to have you believe that, put all your money in your house and, you want to buy this and buy that. And that's cool. But when you buy your own house, your house is not an asset. Your house is a liability. A paid off house is still a liability if you're living in it. It is not an asset. Okay, all right. Okay, I know what you're saying. Hold up now, but I can always go ahead and sell that house, and that's an asset because I don't owe no debt on it, this and that. Well, number one, you're still paying taxes on it, right? You got to pay and for the wear and tear on that house as it begins to fall and get age and old, replacing the roof and things that break down and all that right there. Okay, yes, you can say it's an asset because you can turn around, sell it, and make money. Yes, it is. But what I'm saying is, it's not paying you. Anytime something is costing you and you got to pay into it and it's not paying into you, it is a liability. Do y'all know I rent a house and I own property? Yeah, I rent a house. The last 2 houses I've lived in, I've rented them. See, unlike what other people want you to think and like what the banks want to tell you and all that stuff right there. Oh, yeah, come on, go get you a loan, get into the house. You should be, first time home buyers programs and all that stuff right there. Sometimes it is not beneficial to own a house. You got to do the math. So anyway, back to my subject, the wealth. I was sharing with the woman that, if you can achieve or get to a place that hard-earned money, you working 7 days a week, how many hours is that? 16 hours a day. Almost 15 hours a day. And you're going to go take your hard-earned money and buy a car that depreciates? That's ignorance, family. This is why we struggle. This is why we can't even get, I keep hearing people, when I get my money together, when I get my money together, when I get my money together. Somebody said in the chat there, saving your money. It's a good thing to save your money. The problem with most of us, brothers and sisters, is not money. It's budgeting your money. Most people don't know how to budget money. You make the money, but you blow the money. And that's what gets us hung up and keeps us to work to the day we die. Really. I mean, you think about it. I'll say this right here. For those people who are at least 45 years old and who sit here saying, because I hear people sending me emails, family. People are sending me emails and they're talking about, yeah, I'm in my late 40s, my 50s, I got me about 10 more years or I gotta wait till I'm 65 and then I'm retire or whatever, this and that. Let me tell you this right here. If you can make it to 60, you're good. If you save your money right, you're gonna get your Social Security and you have enough 10 years of saving. You can come over here and live like a fat rat. Most definitely. But I'm saying you can even do it sooner than that if you know how to budget, depending on how much you make or how much do you save. I know people who are millionaires who are broke. People who make millions, y'all see them all the time go broke. They don't know how to budget money. They don't know how to do anything with money except for spending it, making bad decisions. Now, how is it when I'm coming over here to Africa, I'm seeing opportunities, people offering me jobs, I'm connecting with people, people want to do business ventures and all that right there. And I'm like, man, that's a great idea. That's a good business to do. That is something great. But then I get the excuses. And so family, why is it that the money's chasing me? That the money should also be chasing you? That's real. Let me say something that's gonna blow your mind. We were told to dream big. I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on a second. Let me see somebody listening. It's just this is between me and y'all. Dream small. Don't dream big. Dream small. Do you know why? Big ideas never get anywhere with you. You can't even get to first base if you're trying to get to home plate. We always want to think about the forecast the future of the big idea instead of doing the small thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with saying this right here. Look, I want to do this. All right? That's the dream. But when you say, I want to be a multi-millionaire, my first response is, do you know how to make it to 100,000? Do you know how to save $1? You ain't making it to millions and something if you don't know how to take care of $1. You see, you got to start with A to get to Z. There's nothing wrong with saying what you want to, a goal you have, but the dream big is what I call the expectations. Expectations what destroys people because then you can never achieve it because you're dreaming big. I want to start this business. I want to have 400 employees, and I want to bring in profits of $1 billion Fortune 500 company. See, you dreaming big. Dream small. Kill the expectations. Stop putting quality or quantity. Stop putting quantity on expectations on quantity. It's going to destroy you. You're not going to get nowhere because as soon as you don't see it, then all of a sudden you get discouraged. Here's an example, family. I just read through an email and somebody said, why don't you ever put up how many subscribers you have? Now, this is your man, not your boy. And I said, what does it matter? And somebody replied, he's got probably 5,000. And I said, Why did you say 5,000? You see, y'all ain't never heard me talk about celebration. I got 10,000. I got 20,000. I got this amount. I got that. 50,000. Let's celebrate. Yo, share people. Let's get to 100,000. See, I don't do that. I'm not trying to bang on anybody that does it. I allow it to go where it needs to go without me sweating that thing. If it goes wherever it goes, it goes. I'm fine with it. Why? Because I had only one small expectation, which I met that, which was my wife, and that was I only need one person. When I started my channel, I only need one, and that was my wife. Anything else is butter. See, when you have that mentality, now you have a propensity of getting to first base, and then you're going to go to second base. Then you're going to go third, because you're allowing life to present to you what is. And then when the ideas come in and the creativities come in, then you're like, it's time for me now to expand. It blows my mind every time I see things in my life go a direction that I had no expectations of. I'm like, wow, this is great. Now, somebody's going to say, you just said you write down your billion idea, your $1 million idea, and all that right there. But you said don't have any expectations. I'm glad you brought that up, because I did say that. I say that not as a means of an expectations when I wrote it down. Okay? I said this is going to make me millions. And this one right here, because if you're going to say million, well, you know, like when I hear people say they want to be a millionaire, I say, why would you stop at millions? Why not say trillions or billions? I then said, and I came back and I said, this idea is going to be billions. I didn't say 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. I just said billions, millions, wherever it may go. But the idea in my mindset is not the dollar amount, really. It's really the people that I reach. This is going to be, in other words, it's worldwide to me. Yeah, you know. So I say that get to a place of a wealth thinking, and that is, how can I position myself to where I'm not the worker bee. I am now just the overseer of what is going on. Appleweed Corporation. Hey, thanks a lot, Appleweed. Where you been? Keep up the good work. Thank you for your giving. Getting yourself and positioning yourself. That's why I said, look, y'all, this is 2021. Every last one of you all who are in America need to have a home business. Just do it. It don't matter what it is. Do making cakes, washing cars in front of your house, whatever. It could be, don't dream big, just keep it small. And what you do is have the intention of trying to just go ahead and do one. Make one sale, that's all. Don't have no expectations of anything. I'm going to go ahead and sell this cupcakes or cakes. I'll just knock on some doors, you know, and hey, I'm a baker here and all that right there. Or hey, I'm washing cars, whatever, and just see where it goes. But what it actually does, family, is it's going to get you now in the mindset of thinking. Because this ain't your for all to be all idea. This is just going to generate. This is where it starts. See, we want to think big, dream big. Oh, I want to. No. Do something simple. Something simple. Go to Walmart, buy your box of cake or whatever it is and some icing, or do your own thing, and then you start from there. right? Why? Thank you very much, Abu Hirith. Thank you for giving. Most definitely. Thank you for educating us. Yes, I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all who's giving right there because there's people who sell this information in books that some of y'all been buying and you ain't got nowhere. And here I am, a living testimony of one who's giving it to you for free. And for those who's just giving to me, I thank you for that. Because these are gold nuggets, these are priceless. So, what I'm saying is that when you start something, this is the idea. But I don't like doing that. That's what I don't like doing that. I don't even want to do that. I just can't figure out what my purpose in life is or what my dream is. Look, stop saying that and just do something simple in your house. Why? Number one is going to educate you about taxes, okay? So you get your little book out, right? Your little computer out, and you open up your numbers or whatever to create your spreadsheet and just put expenses and your sales that you made. Just type that in. It cost me this in supplies, and I got this, right? Just keep your little book, whatever it is that you use, whatever. And then just when it comes time for taxes, you now get to write off those expenses for using in your house. You used your kitchen, so you can measure your kitchen size and all that there. If you car wash, you can use your driveway part of that, your garage, because you're keeping all your supplies in there, whatever it might be, or in the house. You get to write off your water because that is a home business that you're doing as well, and you also can use your own material to wash your car as well. So now when you've been buying all your car wash and stuff and there's no tax write-off, you got a business and that you can use water write-off right there, your cell phone, because you got to have a business and you got to have people call you. That's a write-off. And then, if you're using electricity, because we do know you're going to vacuum out the cars, right? So now we get the write-off on some of that off of your electricity and all that right there, because you got the car wash and all that. And if you a baker, hey, you're using your kitchen, you're using your stove, that's electricity. You get the cell phone write-off, right? You get the internet write-off, and you put a little desk in your room, and that made that in the office, right? So you got that right there that you can write off that space in there too. And all of a sudden now you're going to start to, and then use TurboTax, because TurboTax, it walks you through each thing that you've done for your own home business. It's very simple. And if you don't do it, just buy the daggone thing for $70 and play around with it. Do your own taxes for one time. If you pay people to do it, pay them this shit, but just do your own information just to see what you come up with. Just compete against the person that's doing your taxes to see do you even come like numbers. Compare the paperwork they give you and see. But what this is going to do is the idea that you didn't even want to do is springing up, it's opening up those so-called brain cells. Now ideas are going to start to come in, because now that the thing that you're like so simple, like baking some cupcakes or washing cars or sewing some clothes up for people or ironing. Maybe some people don't like to wash clothes and you take them in your house and wash machine and iron, whatever it may be. Write them off. Get to know the taxes, and it's going to spring business ideas up in your head. This is what it's all about, family. Because out here in Africa, you're going to see people in the street who's doing it. A guy walking down the street, clipping his ching, 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 his shears, letting people know, here comes the seamstress, or what they call them, the tailors or whatever. You got the guy, they got so much noise. This is amazing. Here comes the guy selling the peanuts. Those right here who know that sound that he has. There's the guy, they got the cans with the little beans inside, or peanuts inside the little can. So you can hear him come, like, oh, here come the peanut man. All right. Then you got the guys that got the coins in his hand. These people have found ways how to walk through neighborhoods making sounds. Y'all know how the ice cream man is. They got an ice cream man here on three-wheeler wheels. He wheels it around, and you hear his music coming around. Business ideas. You got the seamstress and them right there. Got the little little stores or whatever. You got all of these ideas, family, right here at your fingertips, and you be like, I could do that. Look, matter of fact, I just met a sister coming from Maryland. Right? She used to work for an oil company. She decided, and she's from here, but she decided to hang it up, come back home, start her business. Hey, thanks a lot, Abu Harith. I'm getting it down, y'all. Thanks for your giving. She decided, she said, yeah, I'm gonna hang it up. She got her own business there. She got about 5 people sewing on sewing machines, and she does her dresses and all the African gear. I'm gonna do an interview with her too. She said I could do one with her. Just gotta connect with her. And she's like, I love what I do here. And you know what's so amazing? There's 1,000 people out here doing that. And I'm like, and we talked about that. She says she sets herself apart. She has a total different design in what has. And she said there'd be people pimping, trying to come in and look at her clothes through the windows and then go and they try to pimp her ideas. But she said, I don't care because you know what? They can't do it like me. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. She has clothing store, you know, and she tailor makes clothings, you know. I'm gonna do an interview with you. Look out for that probably in the next week or so. Yeah. So, you know, these business ideas, family, we gotta, number one, do our money right. Like I said, save 1 penny. Just save 1 penny. Because money keep chasing me. I don't know about y'all. Maybe money run away from y'all. I don't know. But my thing is this right here. How is it that opportunities are chasing me? They're finding me. Ideas are popping. Where are you then? Because I keep hearing these excuses. I keep hearing them over and over and over. And these people who has the excuses really doesn't have the understanding that they are destroying their own. But I'm sitting here and I keep watching these YouTubers keep telling people, don't come over here expecting to get jobs. You got to come bring a business and to be able to build Africa. Let me say something, family. Africa's built. I don't know where these people are living. Well, I do know where some of them are staying, what countries they are. And I can understand why they say that. Africa's built. People keep saying, Africa's the future, Africa's the future. No, Africa is the now. And I shake my head, family, when I'm like, I look at some of y'all's comments and people are sending me emails, and I'm like, why is it that we're always the last one? Why is it that it's like, you know, you keep hearing, if I would have done that when they started, ooh, man, I would be. Why is it that we wait to the last minute? Do you know? Let me list you. Hold on to your seats right here. Here comes another Go Nuggets, y'all. Typically, when offers of ideas come out for you to get in on something, make sure nobody's listening. You're the last one to hear it. Let me give you an example. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin now. Now hold on to your seats, family, because I'm going to tell you, this is your man, not your boy. I'm not going to bang on those out there doing their videos. You know, some of them, hey, I give much respect to. But let me share with you, everybody's talking about Bitcoin now. Invest in Bitcoin, invest in Bitcoin. You need to get into Bitcoin. You know, the things are changing and the cryptocurrency. And you need to think about this right here, this and that. When we gonna learn? But I understand, because a lot of them are young. A lot of them are young. See, the trend of Bitcoin, it's happening, and cryptocurrency is happening and all that right there. One Bitcoin, do you know how much a Bitcoin costs now today? $40,000. I think it was $45,000 for one Bitcoin. And what you say is, man, if I would have bought then, I would be, man, sitting on bank. No, you wouldn't have. You know why you didn't do it? Because you was afraid. Number two, nobody even knew that how great the risk is. Number three, you got to understand that ain't nothing but a pyramid scheme. Let me say this right here, family. Hold on to your seats right here. You ain't gonna hear from nobody else, but you gonna hear from me, all right? I'm gonna tell y'all this right here, because I ain't got no motives of trying to sell you nothing. You got to understand, and I much respect to my brothers and sisters out there who's, they're pushing what they only come across that they only know. It's not like they're intentionally doing something, but see, they ain't been around the block or back like I have. If you really think about it, for those who's even traveling to Africa, I'm probably one of the oldest cats out here who's married, traveling out here by myself, giving y'all some content. A brother. Very one of the few. At 54 years old. And I consider myself an elder to be able to share some knowledge with y'all, because some of the stuff that I see going on and with our brothers and sisters out here sharing some things and pushing things, they don't even understand what they're saying. You trying to tell people to get in on Bitcoin right now, and somebody said $50,000. Who of our people really that's on this chat can just have $50,000 to buy them one Bitcoin? One or two? It's like me showing y'all videos of these mansions and all that right there. Why would I want to show? I can, but why would I want to show mansions when I know that majority of the people that's watching my channel can't even afford it? But this Bitcoin, let me just say this right here, because I want to clarify myself why I'm saying this, because like I said, there's people I respect who's talking about Bitcoin. But let me break this down for you all, okay? Bitcoin is an investment, all right? Bitcoin is an investment. Now, y'all know I don't like to invest in giving my money to other people to handle my money. I have a problem with that. Now, sometimes you can't get around that, especially when you talk about money in a bank. That means the bank's handling your money, and I don't like that. They're taking my freaking money and loaning it out for 13% to some people when they're only giving me less than 1% for having it in a bank. But why is it that you want to go ahead and put your money and gamble? Now, I'm going to clarify some things here. Hold on to your seats. These people don't understand what happens in investments when it comes time for these type of schemes that happen. I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Investing in not real estate, but in the Dow Jones, in money, is in a corrupt system that you more than likely are going to lose. Let me say that again. You have a high chance of losing investing in the Dow Jones and stocks, mutual funds, whatever you want to call it. If you don't know what you're doing, you have a high chance of losing that. Why? Because the stakes are against you. Now, let me say this. The history of Dow Jones only brings a return of between 7 to 8%. You invest 10 years ago, you put it on the average how much you've made, you might end by being at 7-8%, and that's not bad, but you can do better. I like to invest in something that I'm in control. As I think Jan asked, what do you invest in? What I'm in control of. I tell you, I'm in real estate properties. I buy properties. I'm in control of that. You think I'm gonna give I used to. I told you I got out of the investing game back in 2001 when I understood the truth about the investment. Giving your money to a broker who will determine how they want to go ahead and utilize your money. Okay? Whether it might be in whatever. Now today, you got people who they're trying to convince you that you can go ahead and do your own investing by just learning a few key methods of knowing how to trade in the market, and people are losing. You just saw the millions of dollars people lost who were out here with some of these companies. Bitcoin. let me give you this right here. Let me break it down to you about this Bitcoin. All right. People think that, okay, cryptocurrency, all right? Yes, we are moving towards a cashless society, okay? All right. It's all around Africa right here. You know, when you talk about M-Pesa, where you put money, you can take money and put it on a phone. You know, you got an account and you can pay people through that without giving them cash. You know, you can go to a place and have it, you can go to the bank and have them put that money onto an account. You ain't got to worry about the cash and all right there. Because if you think about it, when you look at your bank account, it's just numbers. And then when you're doing either credit card transactions or whether you want to use it at a place, all it is numbers. It's just a transaction without cash. This is really where they're moving to. But now the cryptocurrency community, what they're wanting to do is remove themselves away from the control of what we know today of the fiat or the money that is being created by the government, all right, or the Fed government. So they want to, people, they're saying that they want to have control of their own money without the influence or the so-called big father looking at and may have control over when everything turns into a cryptocurrency for them to tell you how you can spend your money, what you can't send money to, who or whatever, that they want to go ahead and get into this so-called cryptocurrency arena so that now you got control. But what you're doing, though, it doesn't matter. You're still investing. You're buying a coin, hoping for a return. And most people are going to lose. Why? Because I keep saying that investments are for rich people. Why? The average person who are worker bees, right? Those who work a 9 to 5, who are putting little money in, right? Anytime that these companies, they don't, it's all a scam. And I say scam because it's just not me saying a scam. You can go look at how many times do companies get investigated, right? At Dow Jones and find that they have been practicing illegal activities and wind up getting fined millions of dollars. It happens every day that they lie to the people of the prospectus of how well their companies might be doing, how much assets they may have, and then you turn around and you're going to invest. Do you know these companies hire different newspapers, magazines to put fictitious reports out so that you can get a fuzzy feel of, oh, let me put my money in this company. And then when you put your money into the company, only thing they're doing is waiting for suckers like you to buy the stock, right? That's going in to help their company. Then all of a sudden, when they go ahead, tell a good news to the newspapers and the magazines, right? People get in. Then all of a sudden, when they go ahead and say, we're not doing all that great, and the magazines don't report it, in the newspapers, then people get frantic, and then they start selling. Guess who's in behind the scenes buying it? You guessed it, they are. They're taking your money that you're supposed to be investing into the company, right? You're expecting a return. Buy low, sell high. But it's all manipulated because of the fact that we're all operating off of information. And once you get information, people start to feel a certain way and people operate off emotions. I call it casting the net by the top. That's why I call it a pyramid scheme. Because anytime anything goes to the market, right? Or goes public, excuse me. The majority of the shares have already been sold. About 60 to 70% of the shares have already been sold to the so-called inner circle of people who got most of the control of that company. Rightfully so. You don't want to have too much of the public owning majority of the business. But what they do is they say when we need more money, we need to then also, because this is the top, right? This is the triangle, right? We need to trickle down some shares down here for people to buy. But how can we do that? We put reports out to make people feel like, hey, this is going to be a good buy. So reports go out, right? Everything starts to go. Now you say, oh, I'm going to get in on this. You start putting your money into it and you're buying shares. This is from the people on top who's releasing some of theirs, right? So trading goes on, right? People feel good. They start to buy some of them shares and they go ahead and put another report out to make you feel a little bit emotional about scared. You start to sell because now when you start to sell, their job is to buy, right, low as they can. And then they'll manipulate the system to cause it to go up, and then they sell right back to you. And it goes on and on. Sell to you when it's high, when you think it's low, right? And they're going to buy it when it's low. This is what it's all about. This is the game's play. With Bitcoin, the same thing. But they say this right here. Oh, it's a blockchain. This blockchain right here, what they say, right, is a security measure to be able to keep those from manipulating the system, so that then now this whole system that they created is ran off of many multitudes of computers, right? That is hard for people to hack, hard for people to get in and manipulate. And the system that they have in place will generate a coin or so right here based off questions and all that right there. A little complicated. Don't want to go down that road. But this is the thing that you don't understand, family. They don't tell you really the truth. So while you thinking you're getting into a system that is locked down, precautionary measures in place, security is in place, it's supposed to be transparent and open with all people, all the information that's being traded and all that right there. It's supposed to be open like that, but it's also supposed to be private to also keep certain people out. But at the end of the day, you don't know who developed the process and who is on the front end, who really is manipulating the system. Anytime you create anything like computer, software, whatever, you have to have an antidote for the worst case scenario that happens. Where there's always one side, there's another side. And so I'm watching this talk of Bitcoin and people trying to get you to go into Bitcoin. Let me say this too right here. People, this ain't banging on nobody, but when people wants to try to entice you into certain things, it's typically because they want the business to grow, or they're just trying to sell off. Because you got to have a buyer to sell your stuff off. And you got to have a seller. So typically when ideas come across, when so-called words come out about a stock or whatever it is, it's too late, family. It's already been, that right there has already, that's old news. It's just new news to you. Now watch what happens to your money. It's a rich man game that is a manipulated system that is always casting nets to get more money from the poor man. That's why I stay away from it. That's why I like to do my own business. I like to have control of my own money. I ain't trying to be investing up in no other companies no more, because it's been found and proven that these companies are corrupt. Everybody want to talk about Africa's corrupt, Africa corrupt. America is probably the most corrupt country in the world. Guarantee you. And so if you don't know the history, because the history, it never changes. It's all the same thing, just different names. Just different names. That's all it is. When you talk about money, coins, and all that right there, they've had many names for money and coins. Coins been around since the beginning of time. And they just put different names on them and different ways of looking at it. So I say, just my humble opinion, family, if you're going to want to get into investing, invest in your idea, not somebody else's idea. Invest in your idea. Are you not tired of people making billions of dollars off of you? Every time you go to the 9-to-5 job and you're working, just keep in mind, how much money am I really making this company? And they're paying me what? If they're paying me 100, 200,000, 300,000, how much are they really making? I had to show my wife that. Baby, if they paying you this, you got to think now and do the math now. I'm trying to figure out, how much are they really making off of you? And we did that, and we found out they making a killing. These businesses are making a killing off of us. And then we're just getting the scraps, and we think we're doing something. So if you want to put the energy into yourself and put that work into yourself, I'm telling you, you're gonna make way more than what you're making at the job that you are. And it may not. I'm not talking about when I say make more. I'm not talking dollar for dollar, because that's where we get hung up at. I can't move to Africa. I mean, because I can't make $200,000 a year, 300, 4, 5, whatever, 50,000, 40, whatever you make. I can't make it over there. Yeah, but you know what? Today I bought lunch and I bought dinner for $4.84. Now tell me, can I do that in America? Eating out. Can't do it. You can't even go to McDonald's. You can't buy dinner and lunch at McDonald's for no $4.80. What you gonna do? Get a dollar from the dollar menu? Even the dollar menu, you get a burger, fries. That's $2 plus a drink. That's $3. Now you gotta do dinner. Same thing. That's $6 plus tax. This is business, y'all. So we got to think about now, how do we get money to chase us instead of us chasing the money? And that is positioning yourself, dreaming small. See, I'm gonna be contrary to what you heard. That's what makes me different than other people. I'm against the grain type of dude. I don't like to really. I've learned over my life a lot of things that I used to say, and I had to question myself. Why the heck am I saying that? The sky's the limit. Dream big. The American dream. Be all you can be. You can do everything in the world that you want to be. That's not true. You can't be everything in this world that you want to be. You cannot. The Europeans will tell you that, but you can't. There's people out here changing their gender. If I can be whatever I can be, I'm a woman now. That's what people are doing. It still don't change who you are. Let me give you an example, because I know some people are gonna be like, "Hold up, yes, what you mean, man? You're not encouraging people, man. When you're saying, this is how we tell our kids and all this right there, yeah, dream big, you could be whatever you want in this world, this and that." That's lies. You're lying to your child. And as soon as they don't reach a goal, they're gonna be heartbroken and destroyed. So let me give it to you all then. What do I mean? Anytime somebody is in control of the destiny that you have, you can't be whatever you want to be. What do I mean by that? Okay. Some people say, all right, you know what? I want this job over here because that's what I want to do. They got the job available. Then you go over there to the job, you call in, and all right there, you make it go on the computer, you got to fill out send your resume in, and all right there, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, number one, you got to get past first base. That means somebody's in the way of your goal, number one. Somebody's in the way. You got to now get accepted for the job to even get to the process of a interview. So you already against that. You have no control over that. You got people now who's going to be in your way. Because now that you're seeing that you walk up and bring your African tail up in there and you see the whole panel's white, you now some odds might be against you there. You still got some chances though, but I'm just saying, you ain't in control of that. Now, how can you be whatever you want to be when you are in situations where there are other people who's making decisions over your life? Give you another example. Dream big. You can be whatever you want to be. Yeah, I'm going to be the world's fastest person and be a gold medalist. There's only one person who can get a gold medal, and everybody in the Olympics is trying to get the gold medal. But there's a big problem, though. You're running against other people, or you're playing against other people, or you're performing against other people. There is somebody in your way. And guess what? Realistically, whomever body is able to handle better than yours was going to get that gold medal. So now you're competing against someone. You are now in an area of competition. You don't want to be in that circle, family. There's nothing wrong with being competitive. I'm the most competitive guy I've ever met. But what I'm saying is this right here. When you walk into a competitive, you better expect you may not get to the destiny or destination where you're trying to get to. Someone is standing in your way. And your children, if you keep telling your children that, they're going to be heartbroken. Oh, I want to go to this college because I want to be this and they got the best program. Guess what? You got to apply to get to that college. And guess if they don't get selected, what's going to happen to them now? Heartbroken. It's true. Kalisa, what should we do? I already said, find something that you are in charge of, who you got to control. If not, you're always going to be a worker bee. What can you do that you are in control? Isn't it your life? Isn't it you the one who have the power? Or you just give the power up? Anytime you go work for somebody, you're saying, do with me whatever you so choose to in the abilities that I have to perform for you, and you pay me. You have free liberty to utilize all of this that I got based upon the job that you're giving me, and you can make whatever you want, and you're paying me what you tell me you want me for me to make. Now have your own business and say, I can make as much as I want to make or not. I got the power in that. So let's hear what some of y'all got to say here, because, you know, I know a lot's been said, but this is just another motivational family, because I know, hey, like I said, I'm 54 years old. I keep seeing these things come around a circle. And I'm like, I understand now what my mom has been saying. And, you know, you hear your grandparents say, oh, that's been around for years. They had that, yo, and you falling for that stuff. And you're spinning your wheels, ain't getting nowhere. And they just taking everything from you. That's what the old folks would laugh at us. And thank goodness back in my day, we had the old folks. Today, we ain't got the old folks. We ain't got no elders speaking in your ear and say, hold up, yo, don't get into that. That's a pyramid scheme. Yo, you ain't gonna get nowhere from that. Jalen, okay, let's get to it. Jalen, you say, if I move to Africa permanently, will my student loans go away? No, your student loans gonna sit around there till you pay them. Now, here's the thing. If you're in Africa and you don't pay them, they just sit. What do you think about somebody else? Donnie, you're mine. Okay. Let's see here. The world is what it is. Focus on what you can control and let go what you can't. It's true, Johnny. We are so focused on everybody else outside of ourselves, and we give up our power to other people. We give it up. What's new is old, and what's old is new. That's right. As the saying says, there's nothing new underneath the sun. There ain't nothing new. Just a different name or terminology. That's all it is. A different scheme, a way of doing it. That's all it is. It's the same thing. People act like there's something new that's come about. Oh, yo, you know what? You need to get into this. Hey, yo, you want to come into this right here and sell? And all right, you can bring these people in, all right there. Nah. And check this out. Watch some of these people who come up with some of these ideas and see how long it lasts. They talking about this today, and 3 months down the road, they on to something else. Fads don't last long. Things come and go like this right here. Why? Because it's already analytically done. Already study how long people get into things. If I can get you into what I'm doing, and I can get as much as I can out of you in about 4 months to 6 months, I guarantee you that. And then you know the pyramid scheme. You get a person in, you get them to bring somebody else in. I can make my money, but it's always the person at the top who's making all the money. And they twist the name, they change the terminologies, and then you caught back up into it. Nubian, I bought stocks and the stocks are going down and I'm losing money, but I'm waiting until the market gets better. Hey, brother, you in the market, do what you got to do, man. You know, do what you got to do. I can't advise you on any of that. All I'm saying is do what you got to do. If you know a lot of people who invest in the stocks or in the market don't, are not even nowhere near knowledgeable on how that whole beast works. You have to change the relationship you have with money if you want to get rich. Most definitely, you got to look at money differently. Money is not used to be really spent. Money should be used to create opportunity. Yeah, it was buffering. But y'all heard what I said. Money should be used to create opportunities. We, you know, there in America, our mentality is you get money, you spend it. Jim Denson said, white man holding us back. White man ain't holding you back. Only you are holding you back. Nobody can hold you back. They can put potholes in your path and they dang sure can go ahead and slow process and all that down. But I'm here to tell you, fight through it. Ain't nobody can hold you back. This world ain't full of white man. There's a lot of land in countries out here that if you need to leave America, UK, or Canada, look, there are countries. Come to Africa then. If you're gonna talk about white man, come to Africa. When you're gonna say, oh, the white man controls Africa, this and that. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right here. These African countries over here, you have free reigns to do what you want. Literally, almost do what you want. The best and sexiest way to become wealthy has always been and will continue to be owning land. Case closed, Michael O says. Well, I'll say one of the best. I don't believe there's always just one way of doing anything, you know? I mean, there's people who bought land and sitting on land. Do you know there's some land that's worthless? There's people who bought land in swamps. There's people who bought land in rocky ground. Can't grow on it. There's people who bought land and it's landlocked. They didn't know what they were doing. Bought land and surrounded by the rest of other people's property and stuff. Didn't do homework. There's some land that's just useless. So not all land is worth money. You know, when you buy land too, you know, there's a thing called sampling the soil to find out what's on that land, depending on what you're trying to do with that land. Because certain types of land can't not do certain types of things. Some land you just can't build on. Some lands you cannot grow agriculture on. Some land, you know, is not even livable, inhabitable. So you can't say land, you can make money. That's a sure shot. That is not true. You got some land that's wasteland, toxic land. You got all kind of types of land. If you don't know what you're doing and you just gonna go buy land, you're gonna be, see, you gotta be educated in everything you do. So yeah, you know, you just gotta be, you know, educated. Why does it seem like many repatriationists get scammed? I just said it. You gotta be knowledgeable in what you do. Wow, Tanzania. I wasn't expecting that, bro. Cool. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, Rick Hill. I mean, hey, people buy what they want to buy. None of my business. But I'll say this right here. I find those who complain about why they can't do something are the ones who are terrible with money. Yes, research, research, research. Yes. And even then, you still make mistakes sometimes. I've made mistakes. Anytime you're going to talk about any business venture, anytime you're going to talk about purchasing of anything, it's all risk involved. It's risk involved in it. Johnny says, my philosophy has always been do what you love and the money will follow. I got something different than that, Johnny. I tell my daughters, stop doing what you want to love, what you love, and do what you don't want to do. Because sometimes when you do what you don't want to do, will be the very thing that probably is the answer you've been looking for. Because people trying to, what do I love doing? Or I really love this. My thing is enjoy everything. Get to know and do everything. Don't shun one thing out the way. Because the very thing you shun may be the thing you say, I never knew. That's happened to me. I started my first business in barbering, cutting hair. Who would have ever thought? Barbering, cutting hair. Yeah, Johnny. I mean, it's you know, one of my daughters, she's having a tough time trying to figure out what she wants to do. So she's springing up these ideas, and so she called me up and she was like, "Daddy, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, "Okay, all right, yeah, okay, you know." So she's trying to get her mind together and all that right there. But my thing is, hey, don't have no expectations, and you gotta open yourself up to whatever that it may be out there, and don't push anything away. Explore and try any and everything that you can. How can you say you don't like something if you never even tried it? And just because you had a bad experience, don't mean that it's something that you should hate. All right, Miss Continental, thank you. Start a business and take a swimming course. Okay. I guess you're going to be ready for the rough tides or something when it comes to that business. Do for self. Yes, day 2. You got to do for self. It's your life. You only got one. Live it to the fullest of what it is for you. Why wouldn't you want to just start something small? Something you don't even, just do something. It don't matter, like I said. Do something. Something's better than doing nothing. And when you stumble across something, you're going to be like, I never thought about that. That's typically how it winds up. All this other beautiful stories that we see on TV and the movies, all right, it's a bunch of bull. The average person out here is trying to scratch and survive, trying to figure out ways that they can go ahead and keep their head above water. And keeping up with the Kardashian, that's a disaster recipe. When you trying to keep up with somebody else and not, that's why I say I'm a competitive guy. But when I said I'm a competitive guy, I've learned not to compete against other people. I compete against myself. I'm a competitive guy. Said KB says where Go Black is living now is considered to be luxury at $500 a month. Tell the people Go Black about how the average African live. If it was light outside, I would show you right now how it looks out here. I live in a luxury place. You talking about the building I live in? A luxurious place for $500? The average person here, I wish I could, I'll just show y'all again out here, and I'll go up to the top and show you. You're gonna see the haves, if you will. I like to call it that. Haves and the have-nots, if you will. I don't call it that. I call it just people out here living. And you got those who have did something and those who are doing something that may not be reaping where these over here are doing. But they're all mixed in together. You get to see all the different types. Believe me. Next door, you have a person who living in a small little hut, and next to it is a mansion. And they are driving on dirt roads getting into their mansion. Miss Continental said $500 a month for rent. Too much. Not for me. Not for me. Look. A price is only, a price is only what someone is willing to pay. Okay? When you see prices on stuff out here over there in America, what you're going to see is this is what they want and what you're going to pay. But now when you get to a place where you're able to live amongst the people that where you can bargain and name your price, is then when you're doing pretty good. Africa has a lot of that. Shell Stewart, how are you doing today? Thanks for your giving. I have a son with ADHD. I am wondering, do you think people there are patient with kids with behavioral abnormalities? I don't know. I don't know. I would say this right here, though. Don't label your child ever again has ADHD. That's just the name, a title that they give someone. We're all different in our own way. We are all not even killed and supposed to be all the same way. I've always said this right here, family. They have labeled everything to try to have those to believe they're here and somebody else is here. Everybody has ADHD somewhere on the spectrum of where you are. Attention deficit. I mean, think about it, okay? Let's talk about it, because I mean, I don't like to label. A person who doesn't have an attention, right, to something means there are several things that a professional will probably tell you about them. Do you think they're just a waste to society? I don't know, but I understand that some people America don't have the patience. That's why you go to school, they want everybody to be even killed. I've heard some parents say their children doesn't even speak out, and they say they're shy, and they want to give them medication to bring them up. And when those who are over hyper, they want to bring them down. They want everybody to be even killed. No. Allow the children to be where they are. Never label your child. Never even use that. Because they're going to walk that out and believe that they're so different that they aren't going to even think that they can contribute to society, when they actually need people like that in certain fields. Yeah. I would say this right here to try to answer your question. I'll say this right here. I've watched several kids ripping, running around. And the first thing American mindset, my mindset went, that mentality was, would y'all get that child and sit them down? They running around I'm talking about here in Africa. They ripping and running around and nobody gonna say nothing. Like the norm. Child run over there to another table, over there, talking to over here, this and that. And I'm like, staff play with them, whatever, laugh and whatever, just get down. I would say yes. I would say no, that they're not going to be looked upon differently, whatever. I think that here is going to take you for however which way you are. You know what I'm saying? If you're a child that has that or whatever, just hide energy. That just, they found too that even children who have a high energy or their attention span is not really on point. It's because of a boredom, because of an interest, because of they might be way above than what actually the one would expect for them to be. But it do take some people, depending on how they are, for those people to be able to professionally deal with them. Because school systems there in America only have so much patience, and they don't want to deal with that. Now, I heard Montessori schools are great for children who have that. I've seen a Montessori school. I was in Kenya. Montessori schools allow children to find their own way. Basically, when I say find their own way, what they gravitate to of their interests. Some are into this, some are into that. And then they'll allow them to go ahead and create in that ability that they have, and then direct them in that area. Because our normal schools today is like, you got to do these subject matters and you got to go this one direction. And then once you get to high school, now you divide up and say, those who want to go the collegiate way, those who want to kind of go this way, whether it might be in a technical or whatever, they go that way. But nobody's talking about anything else, about those who have some special abilities in other areas. Yeah, I mean, and we talk about the ADHD and stuff like that, I mean, my wife has a son, and as they would say, he has autism. But you know what? I just talked to him the other day, and the dude is brilliant in his memory of numbers and dates. And so when he was with my wife and she had me on speaker and all that right there, and I had asked him, I said, when is our anniversary? Blam, like that. He knows everyone. My birthday, every people that he know. You give that joker 50 numbers. He's going to remember them numbers. And see, you could use that. Where does that mind, that brain go to? We're still talking about business because I'm talking about our creative minds, family. We have a creative mind. We just see this Western world don't want to deal with the differences that we have. Everybody can come to the table and bring their differences. And how do you place them? I tell people this right here. I tell them, when people talk to me, I hear slowly. Don't talk fast. See, I was one of those kids that, I had to study 1,000 times and say it over and over again just to get it. Why? I'm one who thinks about stuff. I'm analytical. So when I was in school, I had a hard issue trying to stay with the pace of the class because I got to think things out. No, I didn't ride on the small bus. Somebody gonna say, you ride on the small bus? Nah, but hey, jokingly. But in saying that, I am one that have to really think things out and got to go over it in my head. That's just like with the Swahili I'm learning. I got to go over it and say it and say it and say it. Some people are just like, and if some they take a little time, some get it quicker and all that right there. I mean, isn't that true? So then you're going to call some people a wizard, some people genius, some people below par. This is what killing our children. We send our kids to these schools, and yet when the teachers are sitting there making them feel dumber or not important, all because what? They have issues grabbing hold to the information that is at hand. And then the child loses interest, and then they go on their merry way. And then you watch them plummet. Because school's going to tell you, we ain't got time for that behavior. We ain't got time to address those issues. You need to find somebody who can deal with that. So that is that. I hope that I helped you in some certain type of way. Oh, we got K and squad in the house. Okay. Miss Walk says she had a straight A autistic student in their class. Yeah. See, we label those people. We label them. I'm telling you, and if the child grab a hold of that and believe in that, they'll tell you, I can't do it because I got this. Did I tell y'all the story of my daughter? Let me tell you a story of my daughter. This just came up in my mind, just brought me back to memory. My daughter was born, right? And the docs told us that she had a mild case of cerebral palsy. All right, mild case cerebral palsy. And I don't know if I told this story or not, but I remember having a conversation with my ex-wife at the time, with my wife, and I say, we are not to ever mention this to her. Because, and this is what I was hearing in my spirit, not to say to my wife, don't ever mention that to her. Because I was at a place at that time is that when you speak, you can speak death and life in the ears of your own children, and they will walk that out. And then you'll be battling, trying to get them healed from that. So I told my wife, we're never ever to speak that to her. My daughter was about, and when they say cerebral palsy, you see children that have their arms or whatever might be crook, or they might have a limp and all that right there. My daughter began to walk. And it took her a whole year to start walking, right? It took her a whole year. On her day of her birthday, 12 months, she walked that day. Now, our first daughter that we had, it took her 9 months. She was up and running, she was just all over the place. But I'll never forget, I was in Delaware. My daughter was probably 3 years old. 3 years old. I came home for lunch, and I came home, I sat in the ottoman, and I was just back there, and I was rocking back and forth. Both of my daughters were sitting on the floor. One's 4, one is 3 years old. And I'm watching them, right? As I'm right there, I'm on lunch break and everything, rocking in a chair. And I looked at my daughter, and I saw her hand kind of like this. And I saw her face kind of looked a little weird. It was like, I looked at it. It frightened me. It frightened me so bad that, I actually kind of stood up like, and all I heard in my spirit was, do not speak that. Do not speak that. And I didn't speak. I didn't say it. I didn't say anything. My daughter is a healthy, young, there's nothing wrong with her hands. There ain't nothing wrong with her face, nothing like that. Matter of fact, she's a model. Go figure that. She never found out until her mother told her. We went through a divorce and all. And she was about 17 when her mother told her that she had a mild case of cerebral palsy. And when she told me that, at that time, I said, yeah, I did not want to mention that to you at all because I didn't want you to hold on to that. Brilliant, brilliant. She graduated high school 1 year. She decided to graduate high school 1 year early. And so, model, ain't nothing wrong with her. And I definitely didn't want to speak that into her. And we got to be careful sometimes. You know, even though these doctors come to us and tell us all these things and want us to believe all this stuff and all right there, you know, sometimes doctors are going to pronounce something over you or diagnose something over you. You know, you got to just take your step back, gather yourself and be like, yo, hold up. I ain't speaking nothing. I ain't agreeing with nothing. Let me go on and check this whole thing out, see what is, and let me make some moves. So that's how I see it, family. That's how I see it. Let's see what else we got here. But yeah, you know, allowing money to chase you is a powerful position when opportunities are coming at you. Getting yourself into the position of letting your money work for you and you not working for money. That's my definition of wealth. So we got to get ourselves to that right there. But you can't get there if you don't know how to handle money. If you just blow money, spend money, got to have all the things right now today. You only think about self. Ain't even worried about your kids, but you're just going out here buying your Gucci, buying your BMWs, your Mercedes, and, you know, all this right here, you know, and you're sitting here, you know, maxed out all your credit cards. You know, you got no money to show for it. You have no window for any opportunities. We got to get past that. Magdalene Barlett. Hello. I think I saw hello there. I think they changed it, retracted your message. Yeah. And so, family, you know, this is what I'm seeing here in Africa. I'm seeing these opportunities out here. I'm seeing these ideas come in my head and be like, man, we can get on this. There's so many ways and things and opportunities that we can do. Keisha said, doctors told me my youngest child would have Down syndrome. I had him early and he was born with a little jaundice, but he is the smartest child I have. Yeah. No matter what the behavior, they're going to give a name and a title to it. But if you use that and give it to your child and speak it into them, they're going to behave differently than what you would have ever known how they would really be if they wouldn't even known. How would they really have been? You know, it's just like telling a child, you know, well, you know, you have some learning disabilities. What do you think they're going to take with that? Their excuse from there on out is going to be, well, I can't make that because, you know, I don't learn good. I have learning disabilities. Yeah, I appreciate the continent. I mean, this continent here, I'm telling you, you know, I don't know what else to say. Bernardo Leonard, will your family join you in Africa? Welcome. You must be new here, Bernardo. My family just left last month. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said, yes, Haiti is not safe. What is that? Is America safe? America has the largest killings that go on in America, the most crime, more people in prison, drugs, homelessness than anywhere else. How is it that we always find another country that we want to say that is dangerous when we sit in the most dangerous country that there is? Y'all know how it is. One little small little area in a place, and then all of a sudden it gets blown all out, and you think the whole country is up in an uproar. I mean, it's just like people ask me here. It's like, hey, so in America they wind up attacking the down in Washington D.C. So America's, you know, it's in an uproar, this and that. That's one small little area when they went in Capitol Hill and bust down some windows and got away with it, and the rest of America is still doing its corruption that it's doing. Yeah. I have a question, brother. Are you going to visit Haiti one day? Johnny, I don't know. I mean, if time permits, I was over in the DR. I went to go visit DR, and I didn't make it over to the Haiti side. I didn't make it over to the Haiti side. Where you live, Bike King? Where is safe? I mean, what does that mean, safe? I mean, you know, everywhere has its issues. Everywhere. In America, they people have been complimenting on my skin. I mean, I'm in my climate. If I can't do this right here, then I'm in a cold climate. I like to sweat and all. Keeps that sebum coming out of my skin, that oils. And all that right there, without me flaking up when it's cold, and you go through the peeling process and all. Yeah. Why you say that, fabulous Miss Tasha? They robbed us and have us looking like clowns. What does that mean? Black, you really dislike America. I don't really dislike America. No, I don't dislike America. Okay, you got me. I dislike America. No, really, just because you expose the things that's going on in a country doesn't mean I dislike it. What I think what it sounds like I dislike is when I'm now bringing out this stuff and people like, hey, he's hating on America. No, that's like when I say bring out things here in Africa, people say, oh, he's hating on Africa. No, I ain't hating on nothing. Facts is facts, truth is truth. It just is what it is. And when you bring it out, doesn't mean you have to hate, it's just the truth. How do I like the cold wave in the US? I'm not there. I'm missing it and I'm loving it. Major Mosby, I apologize if you answer my question, but do you believe they hired an American with a CDL license? I drive dump trucks and a concrete truck. This week, I'm going to check out 2 dump trucks to possibly purchase. I hooked up with this brother. He got a mining company, and we was just chopping it up. And we got into the topics of, they call them tippers here, but they're dump trucks. And he was like, man, that's a great business, man, and they need them because not everybody can afford a dump truck. And so he was just breaking down some numbers for me that I was looking at. But I'm not sure if you need CDLs or not. But if you can grab hold of the $72,000, you can own you a truck, rent it out, because that's what I would do, is rent it out. And from what I'm going to do a little bit more homework, because my cousin, he was in the trucking business. I'm not sure if he's in now, but he years ago when he's in dump trucks, it piqued my interest, and I got my CDLs when I got my permit CDLs in Colorado. And I was trying to follow suit because he was telling me the game on it. And so, it's always, I never really had the time to do it, but that I'm here, and the subject came up, there again, there's an opportunity, So he was sharing with me about that and, how his mining companies, he's got drivers taking the rocks and the soil and everything over to the Chinamen for them to break it down and make cement. But how much these jokers make and the need for more trucks and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look into that. So, yeah, you can come here. They need it. Yes. Wilson Jean said, America dream means keep on dreaming, buddy. Hey, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Bike King, they have a tow truck service right around the corner from me. It's like 7 or 8 of them. They just sit there on the side of the road. The guys lay on top of their hoods. I guess just wait for calls to come in. And I don't see many of them driving around and hauling stuff around, though. I don't know how much they make or not, but tow truck drivers make, this is what the brother told me, they make $25 a day. And if you're going to rent your truck out, whoever's going to rent your truck out, they're going to pay for the driver and they'll pay for the gasoline. They're renting your truck out for 8 hours. And he said typically it start out about, just for those 8 hours, about 175 to maybe, I could probably see it squeezing to about $200 for those 8 hours. That's just the going price that they have, So, $72,000, family, on a truck. If you can keep that rented out, because most jobs is gonna be, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. He said 2 months, 5 months, a year. It all depends on the projects that you can just keep it running out. So if I'm pushing out $200 a day, give or take, for those days that it ain't gonna be rented out, maybe 4 or 5 days out of the month, that leaves you 25. So that means then it's 200. That means you're bringing in about $4,800, give or take. You're gonna have your money back in a year and a half. That's a good investment. You get your money back in a year and a half, that's a heck of an investment. But you got to do the math. Got to do the math to see what you're drawing and bringing in. I'm going to do a show to show y'all some math equations on how to break down which a profit, the interest you'll be bringing in. Have a billboard or something. I'll have a little board or something and then break that down for those who might be interested. Just how I do it. There's many ways to do it, many ways you can do, but just one way I see is that, like I said, the stock market is averaging about 7 to 8% in its history of a return for an investor. Like I said, when I do real estate properties, rentals and stuff, I look at least from 10% on up. Sometimes it'd be less. It don't matter, because then I look on the back end, because you may not make your money right now. You might be looking at, okay, I see that I got it, because there ain't no guarantees. I got to feel that this is a good area. It's up and coming. I did my homework on it. If things go as well, then you know what? I can make my money on the back end, and that's where I hit my profit, and then my percentage shoots up. And the 2 properties I bought over in Zanzibar, that's what I'm banking on. Because if I had to mathematically do it as far as the return on it, just off the rent and all that right there, currently today, I wouldn't touch it. But there again, investments are risk, and so I'm betting on the fact on the back end, because I see that Zanzibar is a hot spot for tourist people. Which brings me to a comment I got. A person had reached out to me and said the properties that I showed, they went on the website and they saw it was Mzungus who was doing a project, and there were Mzungus, I guess, who's living there, what have you. And he's like, nah, I can't buy there. And I said, oh, well, you know what? I guess you was looking at as a house. Try looking at it as an investment. If you look at it as an investment, I don't care if they're white, blue, green, yellow, orange, whoever. As long as they got that money to rent it out, I don't care. Donnie D says $72,000 on a truck in the U.S. will earn you $150,000 to $200,000 in a year. Hey, that's America. That's America. I'm not in America, you know? And so we got to keep things in perspective too. Okay, that same truck that you're talking about, 72,000, it's probably got 1,000,000 miles on it. I can guarantee. Well, if you're talking about dump truck, I can guarantee you, 72,000 is gonna be a used truck. Number one, more likely it's gonna be a used truck, and it's probably got about 800,000 miles or so on it. It's showing its age, wear and tear on it. But if you can make your $150,000, okay, all right, $200,000. But there again, that right there is just, to me, you're living in the States and you're paying state expenses. Here in Africa, like I said over here, things are cheaper. Somebody said I'm paying too much money for $500 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And I'm like, really? But I know they're comparing some other places here in Africa, not in America. I know that. So we can compare. Your $150,000, $200,000 where? What city are you in? I guarantee you it's probably an expensive city. And also that, the cost of living versus here. People get stuck on the dollar amount. I keep saying, stop getting stuck on the dollar amount. It's all relevant. It's all relevant. It's all relevant. If you, look, I guarantee you, if you have no bills, you're not in debt, and you're bringing about $80,000 a year, you're living like somebody who makes $250,000 to $300,000 a year. But here's the thing, this is just how I look at it. This is just my perception. I can come here and buy a house, right? Buy a brand new house. Oh, let's just say condo. I just bought a brand new condo for $72,000, and the other one was $78,000 or something like that. I just sold my condo in Nashville for $353,000. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 731 square feet. I took that money and I transferred it here. That's why I said I got 2 properties. I bought, got me some other ideas I'm gonna do with that. And so now it's like, okay, all right, what? I can sit here and argue that, oh, wow, my property in America, I got this worth that, and I could be making that off of that. Yeah. I was renting that out over there in America for $1,900 a month, close to $2,000 a month, renting it out. Why would you let that go? That right there is a pretty good moneymaker. Yeah, it is. But you know what? A businessman don't hold on to everything forever. A good businessman don't. He makes his profit, he goes, he invests in something else, and then he goes right there. That joker go ahead and hit to where you see where, hey, great profit, move on to something else, and you doing this right here. You're taking steps up. Who would ever thought a broke person like me in the military, didn't have a pot to piss in, decided to get into cutting hair barbering, started putting money together, become a little wise in the money, will grow from that into real estate, now looking at some other business ventures. And I started off in 1992 with $25. Hello, hello. Who keeps saying hello? Okay, now peak plays. All right, we get you now. Do I need to go ahead and just block you out or what? Are you going to, what? Do you want attention? I said your name. You know, trolls, 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 you know. This channel here, you know, it's about adults. I don't have for kids. So kids got, if you're not 18 and above, you can't be on the channel. All right. Okay, well, I guess you want to tell me you are in Dar es Salaam. All right then. All right, you was trying to get my attention, I guess. Okay. Well, hello, or excuse me, Mumbo. All right, Black King says, yeah, but don't get stuck on all things are old and going to cost a lot. Watch those Africans. What? I don't know what that means. You got to watch anybody and everybody. I don't care where you're from. Thanks, Lindsay. Great topic, yeah. Man, I've been on this long. Anybody got any other questions before I go ahead and head out? I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Peace, peace. Willing to learn, yeah. Warsaw, keep pushing these contents. I'm Tanzanian. Okay, all right. When I go to Africa, can you show me around, brother? Because I want to move to Tanzania, and can you help me to find a house up there to buy? All right, Johnny. I know you just asking questions. When you coming? Any other questions? How much does it cost to move there? I can't tell you how much it's going to cost. Indigo. That's anybody who asks questions about how much something is as far as living and all right there. Let me ask you a question. How much was it cost for me to move where you are? You can't even answer that question. How much is it going to cost for you to move here? How would I don't know that. I can't even answer that. Best way to educate yourself on a budget. Can a retiree survive on $3,000 a month in Africa? Do-rag, do-rag, $3,000 a month, you're gonna live like a freaking king. $3,000 a month. If you got $3,000 a month, a retiree here in Tanzania, one, if you have retirement, you get a residence, you'll get a 2-year residence permit, and you're good. Because they just want to see you got money coming in, and that you don't have to worry about getting some other form of permit. And so, yeah, your retirement would afford you to be able to live here on a 2-year visa and just renew it after that. So you're good. But $3,000 a month, you making $3,000. Look, $1,500 a month, you living good. Y'all don't get it, yo. Look, $1,500 a month. Now, one of the sisters said, $500 I'm paying is way too much. Now, if y'all even watch T3 and me, they living in a daggone freaking mansion for $400 or $350 a month. 356 bedroom. They got them houses all around here. People trying to rent those out. Food is cheap here. I probably get away with, okay, for a family of 3, I'm gonna say, okay. See, you know why it's so hard to really say the cost of things? Because I don't know how you spend, what you eat, what you like, all that. I don't know, but I can tell you this right here. If you good with money, $1,500 is, you're good. $400 for a place to stay. Add in another $200, whether you're gonna get Wi-Fi for your electric, for your water, okay? For your food, add another $300-400. What is that? That's $1,000 a month. Give or take now, you got $500 to play with that, well, okay, I might buy me little clothes or something, or I might go out to dinner every now and then. I might, little taxi rides here and there. I might, $1,500 a month. I can survive with $300 if I own a house. That's a big if. But you can. I just told you I bought 2 meals for $4. $4 and $4.80, I guess it is. It's 10,000 shillings. I bought a whole chicken, a thing of rice. It was a side salad. I'm splitting that up for 4 days. That right there cost me 20,000 shillings, which is $9.60-something. That chicken, because I bought a whole chicken the other day, I just split it up in quarters. That's my dinner for 4 days. $9-something. You eat out of America for lunch, you spending in any restaurant, you spending at least $11 on up. It all starts with visiting, folks, and that's the thing. Go back to Africa. Mary Jane says it all starts with visiting. Then you get a specific questions answered regarding cost of living, experiencing it for yourself. It's absolutely true. But I understand people when they're asking questions, they just want to know, but they don't realize the questions that they're asking is you can't answer it. And what gets me when I watch other people on YouTube try to give them an answer, I'm like, really? You don't know this person's spending habits. You don't know how they love their lifestyle is, where they want to live at. You don't know none of that. I cannot answer those questions. But I do know if you got $3,000 a month, you can live. You can live like a king. But you might be the type that just blow money. Right down the street from me, I just inquired about a cost of an apartment over. It's not even a mile from me. I asked him how much. I called the number and asked him how much was the apartment. They asked me, he said, what, 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms? I said, well, what is the 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms? And they said the 1 bedroom start off at $1,300 a month. 2 bedrooms starting out at $1,600 a month. This is less than a mile from me. I'm living in a building that's only a year and a half old, everything new, and 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom for $500. And people say I'm spending way too much. So that tells you then. Yeah. So family, I hope you all gathered a whole lot about some business. Don't chase money. Let money chase you. Remove yourself from being a worker bee and allow your money to work for you, because that right there is positioning yourself. Opportunities will come, and I'm telling you, if you just budget your money, just start with a penny. That's all you got to do is start with a penny and just say, what a penny going to do? Give me, it creates habit. It creates habit. What a penny going to do? Dump it in the bucket. Ding, ding. Then all of a sudden you're going to be pulling out your change. Like, man, I got a quarter, nickel, and a dime. Throwing that in there. Ding. Man, I got an extra dollar in here. I'm going to put it in the bucket. Before you know it, you're going to be seeing the habits change. You become conscious now of putting money away. Now you're opening doors for opportunities because, look, it might be a business opportunity to come your way, So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. For those who gave your time just to hear me out, I appreciate you. Those who were patient when that YouTube had me locked down for a week, I appreciate your kind words. And those who were inquiring about my whereabouts, who shot me emails, I thank you all. Those who gave financially, I appreciate you all for even giving. And I will be back at y'all, and I got a couple more videos I'll be posting of Africa. And so I thank each and every one of you all. Have a blessed night, day, morning, wherever you may be, and shall see you all again. If I have that breath to take to see you again, as well as you all. Peace and blessings. This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. Y'all be